What is surds? When we can't simplify a number to remove a square root or cube root or any other root, that is a surd. Example, 3 square root, 2 square root, like a 7 square root, 2 fifth square root. These are called surds. These numbers can't simplify a number to remove square root of these. So they are surds. If you mention the numbers like this, 9, 4 square root, 25 square root, these are not surds. Not surds. These are surds. Then now look at these numbers 4. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36. These numbers, they are perfect squares. They are not surds. We can divide real numbers into two parts. Rational numbers, irrational numbers. Irrational numbers again divide into two parts. Surds and Euler's numbers. Euler's numbers. Surds. Examples, 3 square root, 5 square root, 7 square root. Euler's numbers like 5, e, they are Euler's numbers. Then surd is mean irrational root of a positive integer is called a rational number. It means it is called the surd. The irrational roots of a positive rational number is surd. How surds simplify? A square root into b square root, that is ab square root. ab square root we can split into a square root into b square root. A square root divided by b square root, we can write it like this, a over b square root. A square root squared. It means a square root into a square root. A square root into a square root. Answer is a here. When we simplify in the surds, we are using basic concepts. How to multiply surds? 3 square root into 2 square root. You can remember basic concept I have mentioned earlier. 3 into 2 square root, 3 times 2, 6 square root. 20 square root into 5 square root. 20 into 5 square root, 20 into 5, 100 square root equals 10. 3 square root, 5 square root into 2 square root. 3 into 5 into 2. 3 times 5, 15 into 2, 30 square root. 3, 2 square root into 2, 3 square root equals 3 times 2, 6. 2 times 3, 6 square root. How to divide surds? A square root divided by b square root, a square root over b square root. 20 square root divided by 5 square root. 20 divided by 5 square root, 4 square root. 3, 20 square root divided by 2, 5 square root. You can write like this, 3, 20, we can split like this, 4 square root into 5 square root. 24 times 5, 24 square root into 5 square root divided by this 2, 5 square root. Now look at here over the line 5, below the line 5. This 4 square root is a perfect square, 3 into 2 over 2. Answer is 3. Convert surds into entire surds. Example, 2 3 square root. We have to convert this to entire surds. Now look at this 2. 2 is mean square root of 4 equals 2. So you can write here 4 into 3 square root. 4 times 3, 12. 12 is the entire surds of this 2, 3 square root. Example 2. 2, 5 square root. 2 is square root of 4. 4 square root equals 2. So you can write here 4 into 5 square root. 4 times 5, 20 square root. Okay, write this also as entire surds. 4, 7 square root. 4 is square root of 16. So you can write here 16 into 7 square root. Then answer is 112 square root. Another question, another example here. 5, 2 square root. 5 square root of 25. 25 square root equals 5. So 25 into 2 square root. 25 into 2, 50 square root. This is the entire surds of this 5, 2 square root. Convert entire surds into surds. 20 square root. This is a entire surds. Then we have to convert this to a surd. 20 we can build into 4 is a perfect square. 4 times 5 square root. Then 4 square root of 4 is 2. 2, 5 square root is the answer here. B. I will mention this one. 48 square root. How to convert this to a surd. This is an entire surd. How to convert this to a surd. 48. You can write a product of a perfect square and a prime number. 16 is nearest perfect square. Highest the perfect square of this 48. 16 into 3 square root. Then when we are taking the perfect square, that should be highest one. Then 16 is the highest perfect square inside this 48. 16 into 3, square root of 16 is 4. 4 into 3 square root. Then we can write this is as a 4, 3 square root. We'll do this 2 entire surds also into surds. 72. Inside 72, highest square number is 36. 36 into 2 square root. The square root of 36 is 6. 2 square root is the answer here. 80. Inside the 80, highest square number is, we can take here as 16. 16 into 5 square root. Square root of 16 is 4. 5 square root is the answer here. How to rationalize the denominator? To rationalize the denominator, we have to multiply below the line 5 square root, multiplied over the line also by 5 square root. Then you can rationalize the denominator. 2 into 5 square root, 5 square root into 5, 5. Then rationalize the denominator of this. Then multiply over the line and below the line by 3 square root. 5 into 3 square root, 5 3 square root, 3 square root into 3 square root 3. Now we are going to find the value of 1 over 2 square root by using the knowledge of surds. If you do like this, 1.414, without using the calculator, it will be little difficult for you. But we will do like this. First, rationalize the denominator. This is by 2 square root and over the line also by 2 square root. 2 square root over 2 square root into 2, 2. So they gave the value for this 2 square root, that is 1.414. divide by 2. Then answer is 0.707. Then you already understand about the surds. Then I think that you got the total knowledge about the surds.